Welcome back to a new episode on the Crossbar channel. In today's video, we have international football to talk about. We have the Euros qualifier today all across Europe, and we also have the African Cup of Nations Saturday and Sunday. We got a bunch of games. We're going to try to break it down. We're going to focus on this video particularly on the African Cup of Nations, and we're going to do the Euros result after all the games are played today. So, without wasting any more time, let's go. Alright, like I say, on this video, we're going to focus real quick on the AFCON, the African Cup of Nations qualifiers. We're going to look at the group fixtures, look at the group standing, who's standing where. Some of the teams already qualified, so we're going to do a really quick match preview, and then after the games are played on Saturday and Sunday, we're going to do a review of the game to, maybe name all the rest of the qualifier. Now, some teams still have a game to play, or some of them still have 2 games to play. But we're going to start with at least a preview of all the matches from Saturday and Sunday. So, and like I said, it's match day 5 for some teams. Some teams have only played 4 though. Yeah, but those still have 2 games to play. Some teams have the very last game to play. But starting on Saturday, we have Zambia is going to host Ivory Coast, Lesotho facing Comoros, Equatorial Guinea, Tunisia, South Africa, Morocco, Botswana, Libya, Benin and Senegal, Rwanda, Mozambique, Tanzania, Niger, Madagascar, Ghana, Uganda, Algeria, Cape Verde, Burkina Faso, Eswatini, Togo, Congo, Mali, Sierra Leone, Nigeria. Those are the Saturday and Sunday match. And then we got on Sunday, Gabon hosting DRC, Burundi, Namibia, Ethiopia, Malawi, Sudan, Mauritania, which is going to be the last game of this iteration of matches. And then we're going to have other games after that in September, but we're going to focus on these particular one from Saturday, Sunday, up until next week, midweek on Tuesday. So in Group A, Guinea-Bissau still top of the group. Nigeria, who has a game in hand, Sierra Leone, Sao Tome and Principe. Now here's the real quick. The rules are at this phase there's 12 group of 4 teams, so there's like 48 teams, only 12 group. The first 2 teams will be qualified straight to the African Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast in January 2024. Now, here's the catch. The group that has Ivory Coast in it, only one can be qualified because Ivory Coast, the host nation, is automatically qualified because you can't have a competition and take a risk of the host nation not be qualified. So the host nation is automatically qualified, as it is in every other continent. So the group that has Ivory Coast only have pretty much 3 teams competing and 1 spot because every coast is already qualified in the first place. So we're going to start with Group A, Guinea-Bissau. And like I say, it's first, Nigeria, second, but Nigeria has a game in hand though. Third, Sierra Leone and Sao Tome. Group B, we have Burkina Faso, still first. Cabo Verde, Eswatini, and Togo is last. I'm surprised Togo is last in this group. Wow. This isn't the Togo, your grandpa's Togo, or your father's Togo with Emmanuel Adebayo. Togo, how many games did they won? They have 2 points. Togo has 2 points, and they have 2 matches remaining. Togo can still make it. Technically, they're not out yet because they have 2 games remaining. If they win, they will have 8 points. So they gotta hope. If Cape Verde get another win, it's over. And if Cape Verde get even 2 draws, it's over for Togo. So really, Eswatini and Togo are looking at trying to get qualified. Yeah, Cape Verde is in the best position. Now, when I saw this first group breakdown, I thought it was going to be Burkina Faso and Togo. Hands down, they're going to go through. But yeah, football is football. Now it has changed. Togo is last, but it's not over yet, like I said. They need 2 wins, so the Eswatini also need 2 wins. And Cape Verde technically only need a draw or 2 to make sure they make it. But Burkina Faso is already qualify. As I can see, they cannot finish in the 3rd place. Now they have 10 points, so they guarantee to play in the African Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast in January anyways. Group C, Namibia is first, Cameroon second, Burundi and Kenya. Now this is an interesting group. Like I said, Ivory Coast group, only one is going to get qualified because Ivory Coast is already the host nation. This group is also weird in the fact that Kenya has been disqualified without even playing a game by the FIFA. I think there's 2 teams. I think Kenya and is it Zimbabwe? I'm not sure if it's Zimbabwe. I'll double check that later. But I think it's Kenya and Zimbabwe. These two nations have been banned from the African competition, for any FIFA competition, which also include African competition, because according to the FIFA statement, the government interfering so much in the on the football business side of it. Now I don't know what that even means, but that's the official statement of FIFA. I think that's kind of broad as a statement because I know firsthand information that pretty much all African countries, the government is deeply involved in anything that's kind of anything lucrative that brings money, or even sport. I know that the national football federations are pretty much government entities that they're not supposed to be, but they're pretty much government entities. There's a lot of politics. There's a lot of regular politics in sport in a lot of African nations. So for FIFA to single out Kenya and I think it's Zimbabwe, I'm gonna double check that. Only these two teams. Now it could mean two things. Either it was way worse than every other team, or there's something else that I'm not saying. But for FIFA to say that Kenya and Zimbabwe are disqualified now, fact checks me on Zimbabwe. I think it's Zimbabwe, but it could be some other nation that they disqualify because of the government interfering in the sport business, in the football business. It's kind of an iffy reason, but that's the FIFA official statement and the AFCON official statement. So I'm not gonna argue with the statement. I'm gonna take note and just say it's kind of fishy. If that's the reason, then all these teams should be disqualified because pretty much the vast majority of these teams, the government is involved in football business. But nonetheless, in this group, Namibia is still first, like I said, but they only have since Kenya is not playing, these teams are not going to be playing 6 games. They're going to be playing 4 games each, which means Cameroon has 1 game remaining. Cameroon, I can pretty much bet Cameroon will qualify for the next African Cup of Nations. Now it's going to be between Burundi and Namibia. Both of these teams, Namibia can enjoy a draw, will get them going. Same for Cameroon, a draw in the next match will get them going. So Namibia is pretty much the outsider hoping to looking in. I don't see Namibia having the next 2 games. They're going to have to face Burundi. I don't see Burundi making it because they're going to have to face Cameroon and Namibia in the last 2 games remaining. The chances are, honestly, I'm going to say Namibia and Cameroon are going to make it, and Burundi, only a miracle can have them passing through. Group D, Egypt is already qualified. It's one of the teams that already secured their spot in the African Cup of Nations. They have 12 points. Guinea is almost qualified as well. They only need pretty much a draw, but to see the way things are going, they're going to get qualified. Unless something major happens, they drop the ball. Guinea is going to make it. They have 9 points. They just need a draw to make it through the next phase. Group E, Ghana, the Black Stars are first in their group. Central Africa is second. Angola, and Madagascar. Now, this is a group that I'm kind of surprised. Of course, I had Ghana favorite, but I thought Angola would be second for sure. But I guess it's not the Angola of old. Since Central Africa is doing the thing, pretty much all the teams have played the same number of games. So really, what Ghana need to qualify is a draw, to be honest. Ghana just need a draw to go through. They will be secure because Central Africa and Angola can still meet Ghana, but I don't think they will. I think Ghana is pretty much sure is going to go through. Now Angola still has a chance, but Madagascar is definitely out. They have no chance of going through anymore. Group F, Algeria, I can see they have 12 points. They won all their games. So Algeria is already qualified for the African Cup of Nations. Tanzania, Uganda, and Nigeria are going to be fighting for the second spot. And everybody still has a shot to make it. The 2 best positioned teams are Tanzania and Uganda. But can Nigeria pull it off? I'm not optimistic, but anything is possible in football. Group G, Mali, Gambia, Congo, and South Sudan. Again, it's going to be a very tight one. Mali has 2 games, has a game in hand on Gambia, so which means Mali can really realistically expect to make it with 2 games, with a game in hand. They're facing Congo though. They're going to face Congo at some point. So there will be, if they draw with Congo, they make it. If Congo defeated them, then Congo put Mali in a really difficult spot. But Gambia can easily, with a draw, make it through. So Mali and Gambia just need a draw. Congo need a win and another draw to make sure they can make it to the African Cup of Nation. Group H, that's the Ivory Coast group. Like I say, Ivory Coast is already qualified. They're just playing to stay in shape, for the team to stay in shape and have the player have something to compete and to get ready for the African Cup of Nation. But since they're the host nation, they automatically qualify. And they're still top of the group, so they 10 points, which means Ivory Coast is there. Zambia technically should be happy now. They will go through. I don't see Lesotho or Comoros, really challenging and winning the last two games. And I don't see Zambia especially losing the last two games. To me, it's kind of impossible. Zambia is too good of a team, and they only need one draw, and I'm pretty sure they can get a draw from any team in this group. Group I, Gabon, Sudan, Mauritania, and Democratic Republic of Congo. This is the most tight group of all, because everybody here can still make it, from last place DR Congo to first place Gabon. And I know these two teams are facing off each other next week on Tuesday. So that means if DRC wins, DRC will jump up first place, and Sudan hosting Mauritania. Depending who wins here, if Sudan wins, Sudan will be pretty much qualified with 9 points. So anything can happen. Don't get fooled by the group standing here. Anybody can still make it. There's too much remaining. Gabon, realistically, they need one win or at least two draw. They did not to lose the last two games. If they don't lose the next two games, they'll make it through. If they can win one of the last two, they're good to go. And Sudan, Mauritania, and DRC is not over yet. They can still make it. Like I say, DRC is somewhat a middleweight African nation, so they can make it, win the next two games and still make it. So this is going to be the group to watch, as every team can still make it. Group J, Tunisia, Equatorial Guinea, Libya, and Botswana. Tunisia is already sure to go through, because the third team, Libya, cannot catch them anymore. Neither, of course, is Botswana cannot catch them any longer. So it's going to be Equatorial Guinea. They're going to try to get 1 point, and get them through, and get Libya out of the way. Now, I'm surprised Libya is even competing. I mean, with everything going on in Libya, they still have the time, the will, and the strength to compete in the African Cup of Nations qualifier. Kudos to them, but I think Equatorial Guinea is going to make it. They only need a draw. They can draw against Botswana or Libya. And Tunisia is already through, so they're probably not even going to play the A team. So Group K, Morocco, South Africa, Liberia, and Zimbabwe. Here's the other team, Zimbabwe. Yep, I was right. Zimbabwe is the other team that was banned from FIFA to play any FIFA-related fixture, including AFCON. The same problem with Kenya, because they said, as the FIFA said, the government is interfering too much in the sport business. Whatever that means is only FIFA know what I mean, because like I say, I know for a fact most of this country, the government is interfering heavily in this football business. But nonetheless, Morocco, South Africa are my two favorite. Liberia can still make it, but Morocco is already through, because Liberia can't catch them anymore. But I'm going to say South Africa is pretty much well positioned. They only need a draw. A draw pretty much to go through. So I'm going to say Morocco and South Africa will make it. Zimbabwe is gone. Group L, Senegal, the defending champs, already qualified. They won all their matches. And then Mozambique, Rwanda, and Benin. I know that Benin is hosting Senegal the next match. So Benin has 2 points. They can still catch Mozambique. Also, Rwanda can still make it. So these three teams can still fight for the second spot. Benin has to win all their matches, and then they will go through pretty much. Because Senegal now, Benin is hosting Senegal next. Senegal's already qualified. They're probably not going to play the first team, the A-list team. Probably going to rest some player, or the coach might be going to try some new player, and that can be to the Benin's benefit. All they have to do is win against Senegal and then get another draw or win against the next opponent, and they should be good to go. So that's pretty much it for the AFCON qualifier now. Like I said, we have matches Saturday, Sunday, and Tuesday next week. And then the next iteration of the game will be on September. We're going to talk about them when the time comes. Let me know which team you're rooting for in the AFCON Cup of Nations. Which team is your team? Who do you think is going to finish first, second in each group? And again, let's repeat the team that already qualified. Burkina Faso is already qualified. Algeria, Ivory Coast, Tunisia, Morocco, South Africa, Senegal, and Egypt. The other remaining teams still have to battle in their respective group. All right, that's it for me. And I'll see you guys on the next one.